Happy Valentine's Day, my little loves. Hey guys, it's Kate, and today we're here with a Valentine's Day loved and hated. Okay, now you know how I love me some romance. I talk about romance a lot, whether it's contemporary, suspense, paranormal, okay? It gotta have some sort of funky shifter in there to make it hot. Okay? But today we're here to talk about my loved romance tropes and my hated tropes that I will be so happy if I never ever saw them again. Okay, let's begin. Love. Trope 1. Friends to lover trope. The lovers in the book have been friends for quite some time and are only now discovering the fact that they want more from their relationship. Let me talk about why I like this trope, okay? First of all, it's realistic. A lot of people are not as comfortable with putting themselves out there as people on TV seem to feel, okay? I myself am one of such people, okay? The idea of going to a club and then seeing some guy and be like, dude, you hot, and then having some sort of one night stand and then coming back after that and he's like, okay, you weren't so bad in the sack, now I think maybe we can try this dating thing. Not happening. Maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe it's being a brown person thing, but if I did that, my mom would skin me, my sister would skin me, my whole family would skin me, and they would distribute bits of my skin in remembrance as like a lesson to my cousins and probably my sister's children that, you see, if you do such dirty behavior, that's what's gonna happen to you, okay? No, it doesn't happen. Friend to lovers is realistic because clearly there's something you dig about your friend. I mean, that's why you're a friend. You have something in common. They're just really awesome to be around. They make you feel good about yourself. There's something about this person that makes you want to be around them, and that's why you're their friend, right? Okay, so don't you want to feel the same way about somebody who you actually might sleep with? Okay? Your lover better be your friend. Because if you ain't comfortable around them, why you gonna strip off all your clothes? Okay? That's just weird. So, you know what? Make sure he give the buddy and the boo, okay? And if you got that reference, 10 points to you. Alright, the other reason I like this trope is that it's entertaining because there's automatically that danger of, if I say something to my best friend that I'm in love with them, and it goes wrong, okay? They decide that, heck no, okay? I don't feel the same way about you. Are you potentially giving up what is a very, very important friendship? I mean, it's so important that you want to take it to the next level, but that person can say no. So automatically, there is automatic suspense, there's contention, there's conflict in the storyline. Trope number 2. The second chance romance. Our two lovers have known each other, have dated before in the past, but something went wrong. And for some reason, they split up, had some time away from each other, but you know, years down the line, they see each other and those feelings come back. So they're thinking, maybe we might take another stab at this. The thing I love about the whole second chance romance thing is time. Time between when the characters knew each other and were in a relationship together and time now. And with time comes maturity, perspective. And so all of a sudden these characters are like, okay, I know you did me wrong when I was younger, but I was reacting with, you know, the instinctual response, but now there's perspective into, you know, that thing that I thought was a deal breaker. It's not so much of a big deal breaker. Now that I've thought about it, now that I've lived life, I've found out that people can do worse things in relationships, you know? So you have this new wisdom that you take into the same old like relationship. So it's almost like getting to know each other again because you have all changed too. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing, my friend. Hated. Trope 1. Rags to riches or class warfare or whatever you want to call it. One lover comes from money and social status and lives the high flying life, and the other ones lack both, but still for some reason those two people love each other. There's sparks be flying all over the place. Love is in the air, my friend. I hate this trope because it kind of endorses the whole idea that someone can just become accustomed to living the high life without wanting to retreat to something familiar, or, you know, it's like the money makes the character lose an aspect of themselves, or what makes them part of who they are, and I feel like they never get it back. An example of this is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. Now, don't tell me this ain't no rags to riches story, because Anna, at the beginning of that, was like struggling poor college student who was working at the hardware store, and then she meets Mr. Biggs up on in his literal high tower, okay? Living his high life where he owns planes and shit, okay? When some guy takes you on a helicopter ride that he actually owns a helicopter, he got riches. I just feel like the characters suddenly become so obsessed with living this high style life, and not in an uncomfortable kind of way, that, I don't know, it just, I want more from them. I want more from these characters. And also think about this. When people roam in different social circles, and I'm not classist, okay? I believe that love crosses all boundaries, okay? But think about this. When people come from different classes have different values, because life situations and circumstances are different, you know? Unless these people have fundamental core values that link them together, like being hardworking, whatever, there's always going to be some friction there where there's some misunderstanding. And I think one of the brilliant examples of a rags to riches or class warfare done right is Mary Combs's Parting Shot, which is part of the A Matter of Time series, where Duncan Steele, who is like working detective, really calm, very normal guy, he enters a relationship with Erin Sutter, who is like mogul, like billionaire, okay? And one of the things that Mary Combs really addresses in that is that what for Erin is a small pocket change gift, okay, to Duncan, that is like his year's salary. And there's discomfort on Duncan's part that, you know, you want to give me this, but I know how much that costs. And I feel like he feels like he can't reciprocate what Erin gives him. But to Erin, it's like, I bought you this because I know it's going to make you happy. It's not because I wanted to outshine you with giving you a really expensive gift or anything like that. So at the end of the book, the characters kind of find their own groove where it's like, okay, Duncan accepts that you think that $100,000 is pocket change or more, okay? Like, okay, fine. $500,000 to you is pocket change. But for me, it's not. So, you know what? I'm going to try and make you happy within my own budget, and you going to make me happy in your budget, and we will just consider it equal because we're trying to make each other happy. So when they go on vacations, Erin Sutter's vacations are like luxurious resorts, and then the whole thing probably costs millions. And Duncan takes him down to some really like backwater town in Florida, and it's cute and it's kitschy. But you know what? Erin's happy with that because his value system is not based on money. It's about time, it's about energy, it's about the thought involved. And that is important. So the only time a rags to riches story is okay is that if it's realistic and that these people will have to make some sort of compromise about understanding where each other comes from and making sure that it's all good in the hood, okay? All right. Trope 2. Love triangles. One lover must choose between 2 or more, because I've seen some of them, potential matches. I hate them love triangles, okay? I even hate the love triangle in Twilight, okay? So in Twilight, you have Bella, who has to pick between Edward the vampire or Jacob the werewolf, okay? Now, I don't know if it's just me. I'm a very decisive person, okay? You ask me if I want to do something, I'm going to give you a yes or no answer, or I ask for more information, but within like 5 minutes, that situation is resolved, okay? I don't like things hanging over some sort of edge. I don't like being like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't vacillate, okay? So the whole thing about picking between 2 guys, to me, seems flighty as fuck, okay? It's like the main character didn't know themselves well enough to know that, okay, clearly this is the guy I should go because I know myself well enough that that fucker over there is gonna make me hate him real soon because he has this nasty little habit to do X, okay? But it's like they don't know themselves well enough to know the type of person they're attracted to or to make an informed decision. So they spend this whole time, or in Twilight almost, like what, 3 books, waffling back and forth. I like Edward, I really do, but Jake makes me feel safe too. Yeah, but Jake is annoying and he's younger, and Edward is really rich and he's a vampire and he's gonna live forever. But Jake is a werewolf too, so he's gonna do the same thing anyway. But no, stop. And then the second thing is that while the main characters out there trying to figure themselves out, these poor guys are there, or girls, whatever floats your boat, are out there hanging, dangling in the breeze, waiting. Hopefully she picks me, okay? Like, I felt so sorry for Jacob because I think with Twilight, it was pretty clear that Bella felt Edward more than Jacob. Jacob was like that kid that her father's friend had brought along when they were hanging out, and so she had to entertain him, and she found out that he wasn't as annoying as she thought he'd be, you know, kind of thing. But Jacob clearly was at a disadvantage the entire series long. But Jacob, for some reason, still felt like she has given him enough encouragement that this might actually happen, okay? And New Moon is like the part where she just totally got his hopes up. And I'm like, Bella, this is shameless. You're using this guy, okay? And he was there dangling in the breeze, okay? And then, inevitably, the guy who doesn't get picked gets a consolation relationship. Like, I thought it was a little too convenient that Jacob ends up being Renesmee's mate. And that's why they felt this connection. The fuck they did, okay? Nobody does that, okay? In real life, the guy who doesn't get picked doesn't have a relationship until like years over, and then he sees that girl, and then he realizes, well, okay, maybe it's a good thing that, you know, I didn't end up with you, because then I would have missed on the love of my life. But by that time it happens, it's like years down the line, okay? It does not happen immediately. It's just so convenient, okay? And then I feel like, okay, you just got cheated out of a real relationship. And then it's worse in Twilight because Jacob didn't even build a relationship with Renesmee. It's like, pow, he imprinted. Bam! I'm in love with you now. I'm in love with the baby. You're my baby. Okay, I'm gonna stop now before it gets real creepy. Anyway, guys, that is my loved and hated Valentine's Day edition on Love Tropes. Do you have a favorite trope? Let me know down below if you like the tropes I liked or hate the tropes that I hated, or vice versa. And if I didn't mention a trope that gets on your nerves or that you like get so excited when you see and that's like an insta buy for you, let me know down in the comments because I would like to read more tropes. And if you tell me about bloody secret babies or billionaire secret babies or anything, that's been done and I hate it too. But not as much as these the two I mentioned. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!